Good evening, good people. Good evening, good peoples. Good evening to you all. Um, good evening, good evening. What's up, Swig Squad? Been a long time. Good evening. Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening. What's up, Swig Squad? I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute. What's up, y'all? Hello, Kelvin. Thank you for joining. Good evening, Swig Squad. What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. Um, hmm, 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 hmm. Yeah, yeah. Good evening, good peoples. I know it's been a minute. I have, thank you, Kelvin. I got so many reviews to get out. I got so many shows to talk about. Just so much. Hello, Maurice. Thank you for joining. Hello, Emily. Hello, John. Thank you for joining. Hello, Peter. Thank you for joining. Can y'all please hit the like, please? Please hit the like button, please. Can y'all please hit the like button? I'd really appreciate it. It is totally free. There is no cost, no charge, no rate, no invoice coming. Just hit the thumbs up. That's it. Even on your way out, you can hit it on your way out, and it's gonna still mean the same thing. Just thank you, Emily. It's gonna do the same thing. Just even when you just come in, even the people in the bushes that ain't gonna never say nothing, just hit the thumbs up. I can't see your name. I don't know who you are. If you hit the thumbs up, it just gives me an extra number. That's all. You could stay in the bushes. Thank you, Addison. So I just came on here for a minute today because I was just wondering, I know we so tired of talking about Diddy, but I swear yesterday, the testimony from yesterday, is anybody aware of the testimony from Capricorn Clark? The old, what was she? An assistant? I think she was an assistant of Diddy's. And she worked for him twice. I can't remember. I think one she started like in 03 or 05 or something like that. But thank you, Kelvin. But her testimony was so compelling, and there were actually two people. I think there was the firefighter that testified today. He was supposed to testify yesterday also, but well, initially, but Capricorn Clark just had it on fire, and she just let all the tea go. And my take on the way that she delivered testimony. Of course, you know, they can't take any recordings or anything in there, so we're just getting the remnants and renditions of what other people that were in the courtroom listened to and saw, and what emotions they captured and things like that. But in my opinion, Capricorn Clark, I think she was the most transparent thus far, even maybe more transparent than Cassie at times. I think Cassie was trying to hold back. You know, she kind of didn't want to make it seem like she was too involved, because she didn't want to seem like, you know, she was a part of a RICO, or she had anything to do with flying anybody anywhere, or having anybody come in for, you know, escapades and all of that. So I just feel like Capricorn Clark's testimony was more, it was just more, to me, it just showed more transparency, and it just gave raw, true, real, authentic emotion, and it brought emotion to the case. So I don't know who all was aware or how much of the testimony, but I listened to about 4 different people. You know, just read word for word or line for line everybody's question, answer, objection, the judges when they did sidebars, prosecutions, when they, yeah, very credible, Kelvin, exactly. And I just felt like she, and raw emotion too. So when she was talking about when she worked for him, and the Jacob the jeweler jewelry came up missing, and she said she alerted Diddy. They were on their way to Miami. She alerted Diddy that, or notified him that there was jewelry missing, and she can't find it. Like, have you seen your jewelry? Where's your jewelry? And he just was kind of cool and calm about it, but he ended up later on just telling her that she could stay, and she wasn't going on that trip. So while she was packing for this trip, hey Christopher, thank you for joining. When she was packing for this trip, she ended up, you know, telling him about the jury missing. And then she ended up making the bodyguard lock the doors and check everybody's wraps, and make sure you look for everything and everybody. So she locked all the doors. She had everybody stay back, and she checked everybody's belongings. Well, it was not found. And Diddy went on to Miami. She was upset or disappointed. Thank you, Christopher. I'm not mixed with anything, sweetheart. Totally black. Black on black on black. And she ended up, you know, saying she was disappointed that she couldn't go to Miami, because she was looking forward to going to Miami, and she was actually working toward trying to find out where this jewelry went missing to. She didn't know where it was. So she said that he went to Miami, the bodyguard picked her up, and she was taken to a like industrial building, one of those like empty, demolished buildings that just look run down, windows broken, and everything out of them. And they sat her in this building with like four super huge bodyguards and told her, "You about to take a lie detector test because we got to find out where this jury went." She had not done anything with the jury. She did not take the jury. She does not know who took the jury, but she was working just as hard to try to find out where the jury went because, of course, she's the assistant. So it's kind of like her job to keep up with this stuff. So while she had no idea where it had gone, she had no idea who had actually been in the vicinity and who could have had access to the pieces. And she's like, this is like $1 million worth of jewelry that's missing. So I'm just as invested as anybody to find out where this jewelry is because I mean, it's my job to keep up with it. So she goes, she's in the building. They are surrounding her and they tell her that they got word that if she failed that lie detector test, that they were throwing her in the Hudson River and she'd be sleeping with the fishes. And she knows that he is dangerous. So she knows how dangerous. She's seen some of the things that he's done. She's gone with him so that he could prove to her about, he was very powerful and he just seemed really, really bully type. He just was a real bully. Like just straight up, if you don't do what I say, it's gonna happen to you. And it's also like it baffles me. This is a sidebar, but it baffles me how people are always like, oh, she could have left, and why this one didn't leave, and why this one come back, and why. It's like, do you know how powerful this man was? Do you realize how much they've seen him do to people? And I mean, whether it's beat them up, fire them, make them lose their job, lose a career, blackball them from whatever they're trying to do, because he has a plethora of connects. So, I mean, and he has a lot of moving pieces in the industry. He got the police, uh, the whole police force on his payroll, and he's just not afraid of anything. I mean, then he got enough money to pay anybody to do anything for him. I don't understand how anybody can question why anybody would just not want to just leave him or not just smack him or tell him to shut up. Or, and it's like, the man that he was then is not the same man that we're looking at today. This man that we're looking at today is just trying to get out of the trouble that he's in. But the man that he was a very powerful, he's still a very, very wealthy man. But he was really powerful and could put people in position and could definitely stop somebody's bag. But anyway, Capricorn said that they did the lie detector test the first night. She said this mother said to her, she said, "What happened? What's the results? What did it say?" He told her, "You got to calm down. It's inconclusive. It's inconclusive. We can't get no results right now. But you just gonna have to calm down." She like, how the I'm gonna calm down, and you just told me you was gonna throw me. Like, do you think that it's not natural for me to be nervous and scared shitless because you have just threatened me and it's four big huge men standing in front of me to watch guard, make sure I don't run anywhere or go anywhere or do anything, and you're asking me why won't I calm down? Like I'm able to? Like, who do you think could be calm in an instance like this, in this setting? Like, I don't know if I'm gonna live in the next 5 minutes And you just told me that you won't live through if you don't pass this test. If you don't pass this lie detector test, you're just gonna be sleeping with the fishes. I don't think anybody would have been afraid. Anybody. And so she said that she was there for hours and hours and hours and hours. And she said that he took her home and said, I'll be back in the morning to get you. Calm down and let me find out so I can take this test. The quicker you can do this, the quicker this will be over with. And she said, she's like, what? So she's like going to sleep or not going to sleep, but trying to see how she could calm herself down because she knows she ain't took it. So she's like, come on. She's excited about taking the test to prove that she didn't take anything, but she's also very afraid because she knows what Diddy is made of and what he could possibly do to her. And so every day she came back, it was totally inconclusive. She could not get a good read on that lie detector test because she was nervous. She couldn't stop being nervous. And they were trying to do little things and different tactics to, like, calm her down or, I guess put her mind at ease. But it's like, what do you do? But then she said, till this day, today, this was yesterday, May the 27th, 2025, nobody ever said anything to her about the jury. So that means that Diddy never ever came back to her and said, you were cleared, or I found it in my gym bag. I forgot I took it off when I went to the gym, or oh yeah, I forgot I gave it to such and such to hold for me. That's so crazy because I was just blowed that night and I didn't even remember that I had, like, it was nothing else said about this jury. So right now, today, she just walking around like, what happens? She does not know what happened to the jury. She was put through all of that stress and strife, and she still today does not know what ultimately happened to $1 million worth of jewelry. And it was just, she just gave an account of all of the instances, the events and everything. She said that he barely paid her. I think she said she got paid like, was it like $55,000, $60,000? But what I said about that is, so she got paid what she got paid, which was her being underpaid for who she was working for. And he even admitted that she was a very good assistant. She was good at what she did. So for him to only pay her not what she was worth, but what he wanted her to have, I also felt like you didn't pay for nothing. I mean, when you were paid your payroll check, you didn't have to pay rent, you didn't pay for a car, you didn't have to shop for any clothes, you didn't have to pay to get your hair done, your maintenance period, because you were always surrounded by makeup artists, stylists, hairstylists, just you were surrounded by everything and everybody. And then you had access to, get contracts with these big labels and these, big clothing companies and things like that. So you didn't have to fully pay for your way of living per se. You traveled the world with the likes of Rihanna, of Diddy, whoever else was on a bill with him, and you didn't pay for that. You didn't pay for travel. You went and did but because you were working, you were able to just, be wherever he was. So while, okay, sure, yes, I agree, you should have been paid what you were worth, because he himself admitted that you were one of the best. You really were good at what you did. However, you was compensated. You didn't pay for everyday expenses. That's all I'm gonna say. You didn't have to buy furniture when you got your home, because he took you to pick your furniture out. He bought that. You didn't have to pay for any transportation. He had a car service. You went, he paid for the car service. You went everywhere you went. So I just feel like ultimately she, of course she's entitled to the money, because that's what she does and that's the work she did. And especially because she was under so much distress. And but tomato. I don't feel like that was a really big deal. But anyway, when she presented him with what the accountant said that she was worth and the back pay that she is owed, he tore it up in her face. So you see that, he didn't feel, the man that paid you didn't feel like you were allotted any more money. So you couldn't get no more money, because if he wasn't going to give it to you, or he wasn't going to sign off on you getting it, you couldn't get it. Who else was you going to get it from? She talked about being witness to all of the things a lot of the things that she witnessed that he did to Cassie. She testified and said that, her trying to, I don't guess I want to say help Cassie leave Diddy. She said she did tell her that she needed to leave him, but in her quest to try to just help her get a little more freedom, a little more time to herself, she went and took her to Best Buy to buy her a burner phone. But the thing about the burner phone is he's still paying for everything, y'all. He still got the money. He still got the purse strings. He is still the one who is funding all of this, even though you got something else off of the, got her another phone off of the company bill where everyone's phone and phone numbers were on. You did get her another phone on the side, but he still paid for it. But it just really lets you know what her testimony did to me, or said to me, is that he just was not a good person. He was not a good person. He was always trying to prove that he was the boss and nobody could go above him. And it seemed like he wanted to show this person, through this person, that he is able to control her, and then show this person, through this person, that he's able to control him. Because they said, oh, he was smacking niggas up too. It wasn't just no, I'm just gonna whoop on the women. He was smacking up men too. So it looked like he would do different things to prove to other people, like do things in front of people on purpose so that they could witness what he did to this person, so that they could possibly never try him. And he just looked like a bully to me. He looks like he was a outrageous bully. had horrible anger management issues, had a huge addiction to narcotics, had a huge addiction to power itself. It just seems like he just was a ruler of power. He just felt like he needed to have all of the power at all times. You see how she testified when he found out that Cassie had allegedly been messing around with Kid Cudi. And he just got so angry, like blood boiling angry, and couldn't believe it and was like, come on, get dressed. We going over there. And she was like, I don't want to go. And he like, I don't give up what you want to do. Put your clothes on and let's go. We riding. And it's like, I guess he wanted her to ride to see, what he is capable of doing to somebody who could eventually cross him. And that would just seemingly was a seemingly scare tactic for everybody else to not try him and to not go behind his back and do anything or deal with anybody. And he ended up telling her, you want to have a life. You want to have your own life. When you work for me, you don't got no life. My life is your life. And it's like, who are you? Like, what? Who are you talking to? Like, who are you telling that they can't make their own memories? They can't create their own happiness. They can't go out and enjoy a weekend vacation. They cannot go and, like, he was like, can't nobody leave here. Everybody that worked for me is under my thumb and got to do what I say. It was just like he just was a little dictator. He just was the one who would tell everybody what to do, and not because he was a good person and they just wanted to see him happy, but because he was a bully and he threatened everybody and made them think that if you don't do what I say and go by what I do, you will not work in this industry. He would threaten people with blackballing. And he had all the connects. Very, very highly instrumental in everything industry, everybody industry, every connection, every connected person that you could think of trying to go to get more work or just be free from him. Like, if you left him, you would have to choose something else to do. You couldn't work in this industry after that, because he made it perfectly clear that I run all of this. And if you not marching to the beat of my drum, then you don't march at all. And you go over there, wherever there is, and find you something that is going to provide for you the lifestyle that I have provided for you. Because of course, once he gets you into his web, you see all the good, the glitz and the glam at first, and then he shows you how good everything could be and how wonderful life could be, and look how it is working for me, and look what you can have access to if you're with me. And then he just play you and tell you that you the scum of the earth and what you gonna do about it. Because she also testified that this was one particular day that oh, you went to school with Kim Porter. Wow. Yeah. But this particular morning, she ended up asking the chef if there was any turkey bacon. And the chef irritated and stressed out too. So he just going off on her like, ain't no mother, and turkey bacon. No, ain't none. And she's just like, I hate it here. And he went back and told Diddy. And Diddy came to her and literally pushed her out the house. Like, get out. You don't like it here? Get out. Get out then. Get out. Just pushing on her. Pushing her out the door. Pushing her out the door. But he's created this space where, I mean, this is all she does. She's an assistant to different important people. She knows what to do, how to keep them on track, and how to get their schedule together, and how to organize everything, and what they like, and how to, you know, book their flights, and how to, you know, she got all the connects, and you know, networking with different people that she could make things easier with. And she like, I mean, where else I'm gonna go? Where else am I going? I'm not going nowhere else. Like, this is my job. And yeah, I mean, who don't have days at their job when they say, oh, I can't stand this place? Everybody has those days, but you are not able to have them when you're dealing with a bully. So you have to be abused, used up, cussed out, humiliated, because they said he would totally humiliate people and embarrass them in front of people. It was nothing for him to just get somebody in the middle of the floor and say bark like a dog, a big dog, keep barking, turn around and bark out the door, hop on one foot. And this, I don't know, is this what he found attractive, or he felt like this would make him more of a man? Or, and I must say, just like I said the first day, I must say, with everything that they are coming up with, all the things that I've heard throughout the entire 9-10 days trial that it has been thus far, I'm still saying what I was saying, and I don't see where the prosecution is gonna, I mean, and I know that they start weak and end strong, but if this is what they're going to continue to present throughout the entire 8-week case, now you've definitely proven that he is not a good person. You have totally proven that he is maybe one of the most horrible people you've ever known, ever in life, ever heard of. Of course, we're all shocked and appalled, and we cannot believe that he conducted himself in this way and had all of these means and all these resources and all of this money, and instead of him being somebody who blessed other people, he chose to be horrible. But I mean, they've proven that already, time and time and over. Every time somebody get on the stand, it's okay, we got it, duly noted. He was not a good person. And I also continue to still say, with all the means and all the resources and all the things that he had, he did not use it for good. He did not use it for good, because at a point like this, when you're at your lowest, even with R. Kelly, when R. Kelly was first going through his stuff, when he first was, going to trial and dealing with that whole thing, you still had a whole lot of people who were like, oh, Rob was so cool. He gave me the studio in Chicago, and I used to go around the studio and do this, and I laid this track, and he wrote this song. And, it's a lot of, you hear a lot of good things that R. Kelly did. People are like scared to talk about it because of what he ended up turning out to be. But yet and still, I'm still remembering things that different celebrities and just regular lay people ended up saying that he did for them. Like, he did this for me, you know, he helped buy me a car. He gave me free studio time. He wrote me a couple songs, you know, and my career had kind of, you know, took a rest. And I called him up like, Rob, I need a joint, I need one, you know, give me a hard one. And he would write them a song, a hit, and it would really, you know, put them back on the map. And even with favors like that, even though he was sentenced to what he was sentenced, you were able to hear and witness the things that he did do along the way that he probably didn't even remember, because he's just, you know, doing things out the kindness of his heart. Even though, of course, on this side, he was a horrible person and he was somebody that dealt with kids and all of that stuff. But he still, you know, used his powers for good at times. I don't hear not nobody talking about Diddy did ooh, and when we was ooh, and when we was out ooh, and we did, and we was, and I, all I hear about is him taking from people. He didn't pay me this. Who was that? The group Day 26. When they were, I think they were in an interview with Vlad, and they all had started, he had started asking them questions about, you know, working with Diddy and the process and the years and what went on this time and that time. And they all just, a domino effect, start crying. They like getting up, walking out the room to cry and wiping their eyes and needing somebody to pass them Kleenex and paper towel because they trying to wipe their eyes because they just cannot stop crying, thinking about what this man has done to them and how much abuse that they went through. We hear so much about who he didn't pay, who he played, all that, this whole give them their masters back thing that he tried to do, this last ditch effort to put a good name out here. I don't even know why he tried to do that, because along with the NDA that they had to sign, and then they like, after all these years, you decide now to give us our masters, because he was trying to, at that point, do something that could revive his good side. And he couldn't think of anything that he had done for anybody, because all this time, Diddy could have found so many people to come forth and say, look, I don't care what y'all say. Nope, he been good to me. He was good to me and my family. He helped me open my car wash. If I wouldn't have been able, he paid, my mama had cancer, and he paid my mama doctor bills. Like, all of these things, these are things that easily, with everything that he got, could easily be said had he been one to help people out and lift people up and contribute to people and, you know, just be the Robin Hood. And he didn't take advantage of that situation. And now look where he is. Had more money than everybody. And now you somewhere where people can't even afford to buy a bus card. Like, how did that happen? How in your mind did you, I'm sure you never thought of life coming to this, because at some point you thought you were just maybe greater than God. And the rules didn't apply to you because of all the resources you had and everything that you could do and the beautiful parties that you've thrown. Because all them people that was at them parties, at them pictures, in them pictures at the white parties and at this party and that party, and you can go online and pull up a Diddy party right now and see a whole sea of people who are just having a good time dancing and chilling and kicking it and all of this stuff, and not one person come out to say, hey man, nah, my man, he in a tight space right now, but I could remember when he da 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 da. And I'm not talking about giving out no turkeys at Thanksgiving for $2 a piece. I'm not talking about in that write-off that you can get. Like, no, I'm not talking about back to school for the kids in the poor neighborhoods and you done bought 1,600 vinyl book bags, backpacks, and a couple packs of pencils and some loose leaf paper and a binder or two, and you throwing them to the kids and doing Easter egg hunt. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that stuff. That stuff is charity work that he writes off, and I don't think anybody can say that those are like favors per se, because, well, they're not. They're just not. And it's just nobody's saying anything. No, I'm talking about absolutely nobody. You ain't heard from Mary J. Blige. You ain't heard from Jay-Z. You ain't heard from any of the comedians. You ain't heard Kevin Hart ain't said a word. You ain't Meek Mill, and he prison reform. He ain't said word. And Cassie got smacked up because they went to his birthday party and she leaned over and told him happy birthday. And Diddy popped her in the mouth. And Meek Mill ain't came out and said a thing. He does not have. I don't know if he got anybody in his circle. I mean, besides his kids and his mother. And I done heard he done did some horrible things to her, but they've definitely proven that he is not a good guy. And, I'm giving a chance. I don't believe he'll ever be. And even if he was able to get off on this case, and they find him not guilty, or he have like 3 hung juries and they cannot convict him anymore, and they just say forget it, we can just let you go. I still don't think that he gonna come back and be like, ooh, I dodged a bullet. Whew, let me get myself together. Man, I'm about to sleep in church. I'm going up here, man. I'm about to change the game. I don't think he'll do that. I think that the horrible person that he's shown us that he is just so deeply embedded and deeply woven into the fabric of who Diddy is and who he's used to being all these years. I don't think that it's a way that he could change that, because if he was to get off on something like this, he wouldn't be rushing to therapy or anything. He would probably just go back as business as usual and, start having the little shindigs again. And maybe now, they just probably be a little smaller. But yeah, I don't see him doing anything any better. But it's getting down to the wire. It ain't man. Oh, it gets worse and worse and worse. Thank you, Malik. It gets worse and worse. And every time somebody get on that stand and they start testifying and asking them questions and all that kind of stuff, it just makes him look worse. He does not look any better as the days go on. Even though the prosecution is not really showing that they got a strong case right now, but they have definitely brought out how horrible he is. how much of a bully he is. And I think he's just so far removed from regular people that he thought he was untouchable. He didn't think that it could happen to him. And so now he is probably just now noticing that, ooh, I could possibly go down for this. And I've been locked up for a pretty long time. And this is really sad. But if he end up getting off, you gonna create even a bigger monster, because what, he got about 10 attorneys. He already got a whole basketball team of attorneys working for him. So I mean, he got the means and the resources and stuff, but he's just not a good person. If nobody can vouch for him and nobody can say, just come up and say, look, I don't care if I get in trouble or they subpoena me tomorrow. I just have to say this, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have such and such and such and such and such and such. So I'm just about to scream it from the hilltop and let the chips fall where they may. Because I know I ain't guilty of nothing. I know I didn't intentionally do anything to anybody. So I just want to make it clear that this man was not just a bully to everybody, because he was somebody who was really there for me in my time of need. Said nobody. Nobody has said that. Nobody has come forth and been an ally for him. I'm gonna keep watching this case. I'm gonna keep on studying this and watching this case, and it is that the fireworks are really about to start. Thank you, Roshan. Thank you. And we are really about to see like some real. And then everybody they get on the stand, we find out more stuff about him. So we just gonna keep on learning how much of an unfair person he was, and how much he didn't care who he abused, and how much he abused them, and how often. He was Diddy. And what you gonna do to me? Who you gonna tell? Where else you gonna work? Cause you ain't gonna be able to work in LA. You about ain't gonna be able to work in New York either. And I might get you even if you try to go to Miami. You not gonna work no more. And oh well, you tried to cross me, and that's all I'm gonna tell them. So yeah. But thank you, Sweet Squad. I will definitely be back with my reviews, because I have done the work and the homework, and they're finished. I just gotta record them and edit them. And thank you all. And I will holler at you all soon. Y'all have a good night, Sweet Squad. Tea with the Diva.